currency. I had a believer who got saved under my ministry from Hindu background. He was an officer there. So I expressed my desire. I wanted to see how they, print the bills and make the currency, the coins. So he wrote an application because you need a special permission from the government to go. But after a few months we got the permission. And I was really excited to see, how they print the bills. ताकि मैं अपनी industry लगाऊं. तो जब मैंने गया मैंने देखा वो नोट छापने वाला हिस्सा भी मैंने देखा कैसे बिल बनते हैं. फिर जो कॉइन्स वाला था वो बड़ा इंट्रीगिंग था. एक यूनिट में वो जो एलॉय बनाते हैं 2-3 किस्म की मेटल को मिला के गर्म करके एलॉय बनाते हैं. फिर एक बेल्ट कन्वेयर होता है जिसके ऊपर छोटी छोटी डाइज बनी है, छोटी छोटी डाइज. इधर से जो वो मोल्टन मेटल होता है, पिघला हुआ मेटल, वो डाइज नीचे आती है और डाइज के अंदर एक कन्वेक्स इमेज, मैंने देखा वो उनसे परमिशन लेके, डाई के अंदर इंदिरा गांधी की इमेज बनी हुई थी. कुछ डाइज के अंदर महात्मा गांधी की फोटो बनी हुई. एंड इंदिरा गांधी convex image was there in the die, and Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation. And then that molten metal falls into those little dies, and then on the top comes the other die, which has 1 rupee or 50 paisas inscribed on the inside of it. And die goes in, and then on the belt where they keep moving, and towards the end there was a cool water where the dies fall. And I went there and I found here was the engraved image and the other inscription and metal going in, and on the other side, these coins were falling in the water. And I picked some. I found that those coins were forged in the image of Mahatma Gandhi. You put Mahatma Gandhi's image. So Jesus took the coin and he threw his question to the one who came to test him. He showed them the diaries. He said, could you tell me, you religious people, you who know the law and the book of the prophets, you who are very affluent in the Jewish society, you who are a political power, could you tell me in whose image is this coin forged? The point that Jesus was making was very profound. He was talking to those religious people who know the book of the law. Genesis 1:26, which says, in his image he created them. Male and female created he them. If you read Genesis 1:26, वहां पे लिखा है, परमेश्वर ने अपनी शक्ल में और अपनी सूरत में आदम कैसे फॉर्ज किया गया? There are two words in Hebrew. He created Adam in his image and in his likeness. For image, the Hebrew word is saleh, which literally means to cast a shadow. It is like you stand by the side of a pond and you see your own reflection. That's image. And the word for likeness is demure, which has to do with the exterior. You know what image and likeness actually mean? Image and likeness mean the inside and the outside. Image has to do with the nature of God. And likeness has to do with the functioning of God. Adam was created. God gave him some of his attributes. God gave him some of his moral attributes. And God gave him the ability to function like God in the earth. समझे मेरी बात? परमेश्वर ने मनुष्य को अपना स्वभाव भी दिया और परमेश्वर ने मनुष्य को ऐसी सामर्थ दी कि मनुष्य पृथ्वी पे परमेश्वर की तरह रह सके और परमेश्वर के जैसा जीवन. That's what image and likeness mean. So now Jesus is throwing the same question. He is telling his elders, man in the Garden of Eden was forged forged in the image of God and in the likeness of God. The same way this coin is forged in the forgery, in the image of the earthly king called Caesar. आपको मालूम यीशु मसीह क्या कह रहे हैं? यीशु मसीह अपने अजमाने वालों से, धर्म गुरुओं से ये कह रहे हैं, तुम परमेश्वर के स्वरूप में बनाए गए, तुम्हारे हृदय में परमेश्वर का स्वरूप है, आपके अंदर परमेश्वर की इमेज है. And then look what he says. He says, whose likeness and inscription is this? They did not even know the magnitude of Jesus' question. So very flippantly they answered, Caesar's. Then he said to them, therefore render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and render unto God the things that are God's. You see the depth of words of Jesus and the depth of the plot. Now let me tell you the depth of the plot they had. They came to Jesus, Herodians were there, and the Pharisees were there. They came, they said, Lord, is it appropriate for us to pay taxes to Caesar? Now if Jesus said, yes, we must pay taxes to Caesar, then the Pharisees will catch the words of Jesus' mouth. Because Jesus is the one who in Nazareth 3.5 years ago stood up in the Sanhedrin, and unto him was given the parchment of prophet Isaiah, and he located the place where it was written, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring sight to them those who are blind, and to proclaim liberty to those who are incarcerated, and to heal the sick, and to deliver those who are in bondage, and heal the bruised and the brokenhearted, and to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. Jesus proclaimed that, and he put his claim as Messiah that day. क्योंकि वो जो वचन था वो मसीहा के लिए था. तो यहूदी लोगों के मन में ये पिक्चर थी कि मसीहा वो होगा जो रोम की गुलामी से हमें आजाद करेगा. They anticipated the Messiah to be a political figure, a one who would come and overthrow the Roman regime and liberate them and bring back the glory of David's era and establish his throne in Jerusalem and make Israel the delight of the entire world. That's what they were anticipating. Now when Jesus says, well, pay taxes to Caesar, then the Pharisees take the words of Jesus and they go and tell the Jewish crowd, the Israelites, they tell them, well, you were thinking that he is the Messiah. Look, he is teaching us to pay taxes to Caesar. He is teaching us to remain in slavery. He can't be the Messiah. He is a fraud, an impostor. But he spoke in Nazareth, don't pay any heed to that. So Jesus' claim as Messiah will be discredited. And now if Jesus says, don't pay taxes, then the Herodians catch the words out of the mouth of Jesus. They take it to Herod, and from Herod it goes in Rome to Caesar. And Jesus will be caught as a criminal who is instigating the Israelites to rebel against the Roman government. अगर यीशु मसीह कहते हैं कि टैक्स दो, तो यीशु मसीह के मुंह की बात को इस्राएलियों के सामने ले जाएंगे और उन्हें बताएंगे, देखो ये मसीहा नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि ये तो हमें रोम की गुलामी में रहना सिखाता. अगर यीशु मसीह कहते हैं नहीं, टैक्स नहीं देना, तो हेरोडियंस यीशु मसीह के वचनों को पकड़ के हेरोड और सीजर के पास पहुंचाएंगे और यीशु मसीह को पकड़ लिया जाएगा, एक ऐसे शख्स की तरह जो रोम की सरकार के खिलाफ बगावत कर रहा है. Either way Jesus is caught. If he says yes, he is doomed. If he says no, he is enslaved. You see the magnitude of the plot? And Pharisees, the religious people, will have the last word. But see how